So now I'm going to start with videos on the triple goddess concept and the Norse pantheon. Linda Welsh, I'm going to keep talking about her because I absolutely in love with her book, sees that in her search for the primordial goddess, she saw that there's like three aspects to the Norse goddess, or the goddess of the North, and that is the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter. So it's like the maiden, mother, and crone. But she talks about it more as, because in the Norse pantheon we're supposed to see them as our like divine ancestors. So and then clans and familial life are really really important to the Norse people. So her talking, instead of calling them maiden, mother, and crone, the idea of daughter, mother, and grandmother uh, fits more with the Norse pantheon. So the first person I'm going to give a little introduction on is the daughter, and in this case she is personified by Frey and all her different names. And I'm going to have to keep stopping to make sure I'm getting the names and everything right. So sorry if there's little bleeps in the video. So Freya is the goddess of love, of sexuality, of beauty. She's also a goddess of magic and of battle also. She's supposed to be like this loving sexual being, but she's also supposed to be like, I guess you could say that she's like the seductress, but then if you piss her off, she'll kill you in battle. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes she's talked about as the leader of the Valkyries. So if you ever study the Valkyries, the energy of them is supposed to be personified in Frey as well. I like Frey, but I really wish I could connect with her more, but I think I'm too old of a spirit or a soul to, I always connect with the crone for some reason, or even the mother, even though I'm not a mother. So even though Frey is really, her personality, her characteristics are really alluring and everything, it's hard for me to find a great connection with her. But I'm gonna stop talking about my connection and start talking more about Freya. So like I said, she's goddess of sexuality and war and everything. But if you watched a video on the Norse healer Speywives and Volvas, Freya is connected, and sorry I keep saying Frey, that's her twin brother, and their parents are Njord and Nerthus, and so Freya is also considered an earth goddess. She's also connected to Sidir in shape changing and shamanism, and if you remember my last video I talked about she's also the one who taught Odin magic. So and there's a bunch of different goddesses in the Norse pantheon that they talk about that have little clips, and really they're supposed to be like different characteristics or names for her. And I'm gonna have to stop the video because I wrote it down because there's too many to remember for me. I'm sorry. So you're gonna see me reading in a second off my list. But totally lost track of thought. So I'm gonna stop now. So I have it written down. Other names for Frigg are these different goddesses. There's Bil, Yer, Gefjon, Gersemi, Hnoss, Sojofn. I'm going to write this one. It's Sjofn, Thrud, and the Wave Maidens. And also, there is her Norn association is with Skold. So I thought that was pretty interesting, that because I see when people talk about the different gods and goddesses and the worship certain deities, I see them all as different faces or different specific people or different beings with specific characteristics for one divine being. So I keep jumping around, but so let's talk more about Freya. Some of her sacred animals are cats, swallow, the cuckoo, the sow, weasel. And I know she rides a boar, which is actually one of her lovers, that she shape changes into a boar and rides him, which is an absolutely awesome sort of depiction of Freya and what she does. And she's also seen that she rides a chariot led by cats. So, and I've always seen cats as more of a feminine animal compared to dogs. You even see it when people talk about it, like put you in the doghouse or men are dogs. And nobody ever really says anything about cats except for that they're moody sometimes and that they'll claw your eyes out, and like they're just like women, so they're perfect to represent Frey. Yeah, especially since she's sexual and a warlike goddess as well. Another concept with Freya is that she's characterized by the world tree Yggdrasil, and it's way too in-depth to get into. This video would be like half an hour to an hour long just to explain the different stages. But basically, each stage represents a different starting of life or different part of her growth or even her death and renewal. But so there's like the infant stage and the teen stage and everything as you go from the bottom up the world tree. And I guess it's supposed to embody the physical and not physical, her characteristics, especially if, and I guess you could associate them with the different myths associated with her. So Freya is a moon goddess also. Um, in the Norse pantheon, the god is actually a moon, and the different bill represents part of, I think it's the waxing phase of the moon. I have to check though. There's so much to remember. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna keep sending you all these searches. But when you go start to look for something, you'll end up keeping going on and on and on. You'll keep looking for more, and you'll be really interested, I hope. But her sun phase is dawn because she represents um, the morning dew and the start of a new day because she's young and beautiful, and she's a daughter goddess. So she also represents spring. So I kind of connect her to Ostara in a way, representing new things and rebirth and like the baby stages of everything. Everything is fresh and new and lively and exciting. So of course you're gonna represent that with the daughter instead of the mother or the grandmother. And so seeing her as something that's connected to youth and renewal, she's supposed to be the most physically pleasing to the eye of all the goddesses, or all the three stages of the goddesses. And also I think of all the goddesses in general, Freya is supposed to be most beautiful in some, well, some people regard her as that. But compared to like the mother goddess who will nurture you and help you along, Freya's basically like running. I see her like running down a path and holding your hand and grabbing you and trying to get you to explore something new, pushing you into something. So if you want to start a new adventure or on something, or if you're really curious about exploring new worlds, or if you want to work with love magic, or you have an ex who's bugging you and you need some battle magic, or something of that sort, Freya is the one to call on. She's the daughter goddess. But I can see her as being a little chaotic. I can see her throwing herself wholeheartedly into something without really thinking about it, which I can see the mother goddess doing, and especially the grandmother goddess pondering and maybe not even acting because she knows what's going to happen. She knows the effect of her actions. But if you want to, but if you're ready to just try something, if you're sick of stagnant energy, Frey's the goddess to go to. She is the daughter. So that concludes my short introduction on the concept of the daughter goddess, the maiden. But Freya's, some people think of the maiden as a virgin. Others think of her as just a person who hasn't had a child yet. So she's definitely not a virgin. She's very not, I guess you could say she's promiscuous, but she's a goddess. I mean, come on. If you were a goddess, you'd get away with anything, right? Um, so her energy is something you want to tap into if you want to explore, not just sexually, just like explore life and everything, like I said. So thank you for watching my short little video on the daughter goddess. I cut myself off, sorry. Thank you for watching the video.